2016's The Wailing from South Korea has been recommended by a lot of comments on my horror videos and polls. Much attention has been given to its complex story, its themes, and a runtime that can best be described as thick. But today I wanted to talk about 3 other elements in the movie that shows how well it understands horror. Be sure to subscribe and comment with your thoughts. Let's go. The Wailing is many things, and at points seems about to collapse under its own weight. Religion, possession, infection, zombies, crime thriller, family drama, laundry foreplay. But 2 things that I've decided to combine into one really bind it all together for me, and that's the excellent makeup and production design. It's insanely good. Normally, a crime scene is a big unveiling. You get crystal clear zooms on the most salacious details. Detectives are usually there to walk us through the scene. We view it in a somewhat clinical manner. This isn't a criticism, just something I noticed. With The Wailing, I had a much more emotional reaction. The interiors look lived in, untouched by professional designers. We see just enough, like an impressionist painting of the most horrid kind. This isn't clinical or organized or even what you may call cinematic. To me, this crime scene comes across as more human and violent. Through this mess, we can picture not a specific sequence of events, but an emotion during that event. My guess? Probably had a lot of screaming. Same goes for the drawings the protagonist finds that belong to his daughter. We've seen this scene before, the creepy drawings of a kid affected by something demonic. So many goddamn times. But these are especially disturbing not only because the art is hateful, but the act itself. These were drawn with rage. Every inch of the pages are covered, and you can imagine someone furiously scratching that pen tip on the pages. Kind of like when it's out of ink and you're just like, oh my god. You can tell the art department was given more instructions than draw something scary. Again, using the visuals to convey an emotion.
It's coming in. What was the assignment? Draw your family and friends. Oh.
The makeup does a great job in making the injuries and infections look painful. The man bellowing in the hospital gives a visceral performance, but the makeup is doing half the work. Those boils look excruciating and fresh. The bite marks during the zombie scene are enough to make you wince. Anyone can make something bloody or gross, but it takes skill to make it look like it hurts just by watching. And of course, the chef's kiss in terms of design and makeup is the finale. Okay, so, The Wailing offers the scariest devil I've seen in a film. Some devils have looked cool, some imposing, some hilarious.
Did Diddy do it?
Diddy did do it.
A full ice cream bar!
Diddy did it.
Damn it, what didn't Diddy do?
But this one is horrifying. Again, the makeup looks great. I particularly like how the horns don't look like they're protruding through his skin. You'd think they would, since he has transformed from this to this off-screen. But it's different. It's not a demon crawling out from within a human body. It's a simple reveal, like a camera pulling someone into focus. Speaking of cameras, plenty of horror movies have used photography to reveal a threat. But here, it's the reverse. The devil has the camera, which gives him more power in the scene, and also works to shape his personality. The devil is practically a new character. So how can a script describe someone with like a minute left in the movie? Well, have them take photos of someone's face while they stare at you with terror. His transformation is disturbing on a conceptual level, but combined with the makeup, it's just upsetting. In my previous video, I talked about 3 aspects of horror that I find the most important, and the one I think is undervalued by many people is the acting. Every scene with the father and daughter is gut-wrenching. When she starts screaming in the middle of the night and he rushes to her side, it rings with unflinching authenticity. Neither actor is trying to protect themselves, neither is holding back. They are digging deep, or at least I imagine they are, to make the scene feel so raw. I don't know, it's like we're a fly on the wall and have to watch it play out naturally. The same daughter later becomes possessed, starts acting strangely, and we get a great sequence of angry defiance.
도대체가 무엇이 중요냐고. 무엇이 그게 중요냐고.
Now let's be honest, the possessed child is hit or miss in the acting department in a lot of horror. Here, the actress is radiating rage and contempt. Where did they find this girl? They earn our empathy. We see their closeness firsthand, and so this outburst is all the more shocking. I also have to give props to Jun Kunimura as the villain, who most people probably best recognize from Kill Bill when Lucy Liu helped him lose some weight. But even if this were the first scene of him, we would still know something is off.
말해. 네가 이 동네에서 뭔 짓거리 하는지 다 알고 있어. 쩌쩌품 다 받고. 그리고 내 딸한테도 뭔 짓거리를 하는지 다 알고 있어. 이 시벌놈아.
So little dialogue, but his posture, his eye contact, how unfazed he is by these cops, all tell us that he is someone who has done bad things and has zero interest in stopping. It's quite something to see someone so peaceful and so menacing at the same time. The cop is twice his size, but I would rather be in the ring with him. And lastly, the priest during the devil scene gives a very accurate portrayal of being paralyzed with fear. The Wailing gave us a creature that's actually scary, and then gave us someone who actually looks scared across from him. If you can do that in a scene, budget be damned, you are on a good path for horror. The Wailing's village setting is paramount to its horror elements, and I don't think this story would have worked half as well if it were set somewhere else. I've said before that good cinematography looks nice, great cinematography looks nice for a reason. The Wailing has many moments of purposeful shot composition. There are beautiful landscape shots that aren't just pleasing to the eye, but all that vegetation and fog provide a cover for everything below. I am super curious if any of you felt this way, but when I was watching this, I quickly got a sense not necessarily of claustrophobia, but of concealment. In the lead up to an early crime scene, the characters are trekking through a mass of green all around them. Once they arrive, they are enveloped by this green. The environment of this village is often a big part of a given scene. Now, obviously, this environment reinforces that the story is taking place on the outskirts of society. But more important to me is the topography. All that lush green vegetation, those trees and hills. It's lovely, but it gives the effect of hiding everything within. The village of the Wailing is a dark alley at night. Many shots and several scenes focus on characters being concealed, hidden by trees, covered by cliffs. A corpse rots in a car out of view, and we get a sense that it could have stayed there for months. A zombie is able to get the jump on the police with the forest's help. This village is an easy place for crime, for evil to fester. In a way, that's the true horror of the Wailing. So much happens. Innocent people are slashed to pieces. Families are torn asunder. A man of the faith confronts the incarnation of evil. And yet, it's all practically invisible. It's implied that this entire village could perish, and many people would have no idea. Yes, it's a fictional story in a fictional town, but through its drama and performances, we've become attached to these characters, and it hurts that much harder to realize that they're doomed, tucked away in a beautiful forest. Honestly, the movie didn't scare me that much, but it's the rare kind of horror movie that made me feel terrible for the characters once it was over. What can I say? It's a bad time to be had in such a good way.